So now we discussed totally, as of now, three concepts under performance tuning. One is aggregate, compression and partitions, right? Now, before to that we discussed something called the BI statistics, right? Before to that, what is it we discussed is BI. So first what I said, first we need to switch on our BI statistics. So now first what I am going to show, how to switch on the BI statistics. So how do you switch on your BI? So whenever you want to switch on your BI statistics, go with this part, RS7, then go with menu bar, tools, under tools what is it now? Settings for BI statistics. So now go with this part now. So what is our cube name? This one? Alright. Was it inferior we are using? Yes. There's this one. Which is our cube? Not this one also, right? Right. So now this is my cube, right? YIC underscore. Let us say for this cube I need to switch on my statistics. Okay, now come with RS7, menu bar, what is there here? Tools, under tools, settings for BI statistics. Correct, team viewer. Right. So whenever you want to switch on the BI statistics, as I said, how is that now? RS7, menu bar, tools, then settings for BI statistics. Now, it is asking whether you want to switch on the statistics for a particular query. Now, on a cube I have created suppose 5 queries. But let us say I am switching on the statistics only for first query. Then what happens? It will maintain the statistics only for one query. But if you switch on the statistics for a cube specific, that means it will maintain the statistics for all the queries which are on this particular info tube. Understand now? So what is query specific and info provider specific? Suppose I said info provider specific, then what is your cube name? YIC underscore. Demo is my cube name. And what is that statistics here? Statistics on or off. What is the option now? D means default. Right now it is a default option. But right now, what is that now? Settings I want it to be on. So after that, just click on replace the values. You select your cube, replace values. Now, for this particular cube, now what is the statistics now? It is X. X means what? On. So now for this cube, you have clicked on and made your. Right, so now how do you switch on the statistics? Go with this part now, see? RS7, menu bar, tools, settings for BI statistics. Then select your cube. Under this, what is that now? In settings, you have to choose what you have to choose. On, then replace the values. Clear now? How to switch on the statistics is clear? Now statistics are switched on, so for this particular so-and-so particular query, then you have to click on continue. That's it. So now we have switched on the BI statistics. Okay? Done? Any doubts in this part now? How to switch on your BI statistics? Now what you have to do? You have to execute your query, then system will record some timings related to execution of your query. Later on you can go and check your statistics, right? So now, observe now how exactly the statistics, where it is going to store, from where you can see. Just observe this part. Okay, now how to switch on statistics you have seen. So next, observe now how is that. So the BI statistics are used to understand where exactly it is taking longer time to execute your query. I think you have missed your first class, that's why you may not understand this part. Later on go through the video, you can understand that. Now, how is that now? This is my cube. Okay, on this cube we are executing one query, right? So on my cube, we are executing a report, a query, and I have switched on the statistics, right? So once I execute the query, what system will do? These timings, it will go and the statistics will go and store into some ready-made cubes. Okay, where is the statistics is storing is in some ready-made cubes. The cube name is one is called 0TCT underscore C01. What is the ready-made cube name? 0TCT underscore C01 is one ready-made cube. Then you have another ready-made cube called 0TCT underscore VC01. Okay? So now when I execute the query, the laser system will maintain some timings where it will go and store into these particular ready-made BA content cubes. Okay? Then on this particular BA content cubes, there is one ready-made multi-provider is also available. Okay, on this BA content, what is that now? There is one multi-provider. Okay, the name of this multi-provider is 0TCT underscore MC multi. Now if you want to look at your statistics, what you can do, so now on this particular multi-provider you can start creating your reports. If you create a query on this multi-provider, then you can look at the statistics, or what you can do, instead of creating that particular report on that particular multi-provider or something, so you can just go with a T code called you can just go with the T code called ST03. So what is the T code now? ST. So if you go with T code called ST03, now it will show you what is the data that is there in your multi-provider instead of creating any queries, right? So you can just have a look at report from where? From your T code called as ST. But before that, if you want to go and look at the data in ST03 background, what you have to do, you have to ensure that these particular cubes and multi-provider has been installed. Understand the logic? So to look at the statistics, first what you have to do, these ready-made cubes and the multi-provider has to be. Now you have seen the concept of BA consent installation. So there you need to ensure that these objects has been installed. Then only you can see then only you can look at the statistics. If you want, you can just go and observe now. So how do you look at the statistics? What is that asset? T code is ST03. Now here you want related to what? Workload related to? This is what is called workload monitor. I want related to BA workload. Now it is asking whether you want statistics for today or yesterday or last week, week-wise statistics or month-wise statistics. Understand what is the use? So now I want statistics, let us say, for today. Now double click on today. Today what are the queries that has been executed? It will show you the, it's just but today's report. But what is telling? 0 TCP underscore MC01 does not exist. That means that multi-provider is not available. And you can observe how is that? There is no data as of now because that multi-provider is not there and we are not yet executed any query. What is the cube name? And how many number of queries are there in this particular cube? And what is the total time taken in terms of what? Seconds. That is total time. Front-end time plus OLAP time plus DB time. The total time taken to execute the query in terms of what? Seconds. Then you can see what is that? Percentage of OLAP time, percentage of DB time, then percentage of. If you add these, you will get 100%. And this value, if DB time is greater than 30% of your total time, then what I said, we will go for creation of your aggregate. Here, can you get all the statistics here or not? So OLAP time in terms of seconds, database time in terms of seconds, front-end time in terms of seconds. Okay? Clear? Then, if you want, you can go with all data. What is it? You can see number of queries, then total time, OLAP time in terms of seconds, percentage of OLAP time, DB time in terms of seconds, percentage of DB time, front-end time, and what is it? You can see at the last, number of records selected, number of records, then this is number of records transferred. Understand now what is number of records selected, then number of records transferred. Then what you have? Selected divided by transfer. That is aggregation ratio. Clear? So all the statistics you can get it here or not. But from where you can see the data from here is? Okay? So the BA statistics are stored in which cubes now? Right? So BA contains cubes. Where your BI statistics are updated. clear logic now? So how to switch on the statistics and where to see the statistics is done. Okay? So that is what is workload monitor, SP03. Or if you want to go with SP03, you can go this way also. What is that? Administration tab. Okay, if you want to go look at the workload monitor, you can go like this way also. Then, the administration tab, you have to go to what? Monitors. Expand that, monitors. Expand your monitors. What is there here? Workload. Same thing you can see. Okay, right. Clear now how to switch on the statistics and where to see the statistics. Now, with this, what we'll do, so now what I'm going to do, we are going to start look at how to create a maintenance of your aggregate. So what is an aggregate, as I said? So I'm going to create a smaller cube on my main cube in order to improve our query performance. And aggregate is like a specific to the characters. So after creating the aggregate, you have to remember what is that? You have to perform initial fill first time. That is, you are loading data from your main cube to small cube. Then after initial fill, what is that you have to do? Roll up. Next time onwards, what is the data I load to my main cube has to be. So now, okay, this is what we discussed, right? Aggregate is a smaller cube, which is built on my main cube in order to improve our query performance. Now, suppose, let us say this is my info cube. What is my info cube? It's up here. YC underscore. This is my info cube. So just go and look at the data in this particular cube. Okay, I'm just checking the contents in that particular info cube now. Just look at the customer number. Okay, or else do one thing. Yeah, display data. Now if you look at it, can you see address is also shown there? So navigation attribute. Virtually inside the cube it is considering as a character or not? Address we have converted as a navigation attribute. When I am looking at the contents of the cube, it is showing what? Address also. Okay, remember that part. I can create an aggregate even on my navigation attribute also. So just look at the contents. So this is what is data inside my info cube. On this particular cube, I need to start creating we need to start creating what? Aggregate. So now, C1M1, C1M2. Then again, so how many C1s are there? 1, 2, 3. What is the value for C1 here? 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 1300. Now, if you develop a report on this particular cube, let us say customer and revenue. How many records it is serving from the database now for C1? 3 records. But in the output it will show as 1 record. So instead, if I create an aggregate, in the aggregate itself, how many records I have for C1? 1 record. So when it is fetching, when I am executing a query, it searches for aggregate, and if it is fetching the data from aggregate, how many records it fetches? 1. So now DB time is reducing or not? And your processing time is also reduced. Now, if I create an aggregate now, observe. So why it is not adding inside your cube itself? C1M1, this is C1M2. So now, how do you start creating an aggregate? Just observe now. Same thing. RS7, modeling tab, then info provider level, then in the right frame you have to select your info cube. Aggregate is a smaller cube which is built on your main cube. I said select your info cube, then context menu, that is right click on this. What is that now? Maintain aggregates. Okay, clear the logic now? Okay, RS7, modeling tab, info provider level, then in the right frame, select your info cube. You can now go with this path. RS7, modeling tab, info provider level. This is my info cube. Select it. Context menu. What is that option now? Maintain a aggregate. Then it is asking us, there are no aggregates on this particular cube as of now. Do the system want to propose your, that means when you say propose aggregates, means based on the statistics, system itself will propose you the aggregates. But right now what I want, I don't want to generate my proposal, I want to create by myself. So when I click on create by yourself, okay, so I just said create by yourself. Then left side, if you can observe, what is that now? It's showing what are all the characters that are available in my info queue. It's not showing any key figures, right? Key figures by default, what I say, it takes all the key figures of my main queue. Now I need to start creating an aggregate. What is that now? Create a new aggregate. Then give some description. Give some technical description. Technically will be taken automatically by description system itself. So I just started creating a new aggregate. Then what is that now? Aggregate is specific to the characters, right? Which characters you want in your aggregate? I want, so just select this customer number, drag and drop to aggregate. Okay, because we made it as time dependent, I think that's why it's bringing even time dimension also. You select this particular cube, right click, maintain aggregates, create yourself. Suppose I say it's now material aggregate. Now what you can do, just select this character, drag and drop to So it's bringing the time also. It's bringing the time also. Observe now. Select your cube. Context menu. Maintain aggregate. So I want to create by myself. Okay, just select the character now what you want. So what happened now? It's still taking time also. Now see, just drag customer number, what happens? Only. So now I have created an aggregate specific to a particular character. Suppose you want to create one more. Again click on create. So what is that we are saying? This is a this is what I said now. Material aggregate. So same way, which character you want? So select that material number. Here. So aggregate is not specific to the characters. Suppose now how many small cubes are there in this? 2 small cubes are there. One is with customer with all the key figures. Other one is with material with all the key figures. Suppose if you put material number here itself. Now how many small cubes are there? Only one small cube. It has what? Customer, material with all the key figures. Here the logic. Where you are dragging your character makes the difference. Okay? Then so how it is different from the cube? Cube has customer, material as well as time, but my aggregate has only customer and so where you are dragging will make you the difference. So now if you can see, this is customer aggregate has been built and see the status now, it is not yet been saved and it is not yet been filled. So now we have created an aggregate. So how do you create an aggregate? So just create by yourself. You can give some name and description. Okay, after giving the name and description, what you have to do? Just you have to drag the character to which character you want to drag it to aggregate. Now, what I have to do now? Once I create an aggregate, so just what you have to do, you have to activate it. So after activating, what is it? Activate as well as, so that means it will activate the aggregate and it will do what? Initial fill out. So now click on that. But it's telling no aggregate selected to be. So which one you want to activate? This one or this one? So notice I want this one. Select it. Activate and fill. Clear now? If you look at here, you will see a technical name is coming. A 6-digit number is nothing but your technical name. And look at the state subsequently. Do you want to do your initial fill? Yes. So what you can do, click on start. When you want to do your initial fill, I want immediately. Now what happens? Data from your main cube will be getting loaded into your aggregate. So now a background job has been scheduled. If you want, you can look at the status from jobs. So right now it is still active. Okay, refresh here until the entry is removed. So now if you look at this, what is the status? It's saved as well as it is filled. And you can see a technical name is found. Here now, aggregate has been loaded with data. Now I want to see what is the data in my small cube aggregate. So place the cursor on this and click on aggregate data. Then you can select what fields you want to see for output. Customer number I created. Is there any material number? No, right? But I have request ID, but there is no time specific to the character or not. And it has taken all the key figures by default. Along with these three key figures, one more key figure has come. What is it? 0 fact code. So fact code describes how many number of records are added as one record in my. Now for C1, there are totally 3 records in my cube, but aggregate has only. So that is what is the fact count for C1 now? 3. Understood? So just click on execute. So just look at for C1. What is the fact count now? 3. And what is the value for C1 revenue? 1300, right? Understand the logic now? Clear? So, how many records are inside your queue? Totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 records are there. If you develop a query on customer and revenue, 12 records it reads, but while showing the output only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 records. But instead, right now it is fetching from your aggregate itself. How many records are there here? 6 records are there. So while searching the data from your database, how many records it searches now? Only 6 records it will search. Clear? So what happens now? The search will be faster. That is, your DB time is reduced, as well as OLAP time is reduced or not. Clear now? So same way, if you want to fill your material aggregate, select it, activate and fill. Now I need to start. When you want to start it? Immediately. You refresh here now and look at the status. See the status now? Saved as well as filled. Look at the data if you want. It adds with respect to what? Material weight. And if you can see, is there any request heavy here? Aggregate is by default set for compression, we said. So what to discuss? I need not perform any compression from my aggregator. It is by default set for compression. So request ID has been removed out now. Clear? Now if you look at for M2, what is the pack count now? 3 records. The values for M2, what is that? 600, 6 plus 8.